It's time for spelling analysis. All right, our first word is worry. Please try not to worry. Worry. Go ahead and say worry. How many syllables? 2. We will say to spell worry. What will we say to spell? Worry. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is were. The second syllable is re, e. That's a y-i-e. Go ahead and write worry. Excellent. Excellent. Now help me to write it. The first syllable is were. The second syllable is re, e. And how will we mark it? We'll underline the were. And what sound of y-i-e do you hear? Worry. That's right, the fourth. And it's saying its fourth sound, e, at the end of a multi-syllable word. Let's read it. Worry. Worry. Excellent. The next word is father. His father went to the store. Father. Go ahead and say father. How many syllables? 2. We will say to spell father. What will we say to spell? Father. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is fa. F-a, a-a. The second syllable is ther. V-er. Go ahead and write father. Sounding it out. Good. And now help me to write it. The first syllable is fa. A. The second syllable is ther. V-er. And how will we mark it? What sound of a-a do you hear? That's right, it's the broad sound, so we'll put 2 dots over it. And we'll underline the th. And what sound of th do you hear in father? The second. And we'll underline the er. Let's read it. F-a-th-er. Father. The next word is why. Do you ever wonder why? Why? Go ahead and say why. Let's sound it out. W-I. That's right, it's a y-i-e. Go ahead and write why. Good, and now help me to write it. W-I. Now, how do we mark it? We'll underline the w. And what sound of y-i-e do we hear in why? That's right, we hear the long I sound. So we'll put a line over it to show that it's saying its long sound. And notice, I says its long sound at the end of a one-syllable word. Let's read it. W-I. Why? All right, the next word is who. Who is your neighbor? Who. Go ahead and say who. Now, before we sound out this word, I want to talk about it. It sounds, sometimes people think it starts with a but say the sound. Do you feel how your mouth is kind of spread back? Now, say the sound. And you're not saying, who are you? No, it's not that. But say this sound, w. Do you feel how your mouth is forward? W. Say the word who. Do you notice how your lips are forward? Who. So it's actually this phonogram unvoiced. Who. So this is how we're going to write this. Ooh, use an a-o-oo. Ooh, use an a-o-oo. Do you got it? All right, go ahead and write it. Good, and help me to write it. Ooh. And what sound of, well, how will we mark it? We'll underline the w, which is saying it's unvoiced sound. Who. That's right. And we'll put 2 dots over the a-o-oo. It's saying it's broad sound. So in some dialects, not usually in American English, people say why. Why. It's an unvoiced why. And then an unvoiced who. And you can hear it clearly. So even in American English, we pronounce this as an unvoiced who. Excellent. So now you know why who is spelled like that. The next word is lake. Would you like to go swim in the lake? Lake. Go ahead and say lake. Let's sound it out. L-A-K. Use a tall k, silent final E. Go ahead and write lake. Good. Help me to write it. L-A-K, silent final E. And how do we mark it? We double underline the silent final E. And why do we have a silent final E? You're right, the vowel says it's long sound because of the E. Without it, it'd say lack. By the way, why can't we write it with a K? What would that say? It would say lace because the C always softens to S before the E. All right, the next word is hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Let's hurry up and get to the store. Hurry. Go ahead and say hurry. How many syllables in hurry? 2. We will say to spell hurry. What will we say to spell? Hurry. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is her. This is the of hurt. The second syllable is re. E. That's right. It's a y-I-E. Go ahead and write hurry. Good. And now help me to write it. The first syllable is her. The second syllable is re. E. How will we mark it? We'll underline the And what sound of I-E do I hear? The fourth. And it's saying it's E sound at the end of a multi-syllable word. Let's read it. E. Hurry. The next word is however. We will do that. However, we will need to wait for a while. However. Go ahead and say however. How many syllables? 3. We will say to spell however. What will we say to spell? However. Let's sound it out. The first syllable is how. Ow. Use an ow-o. The second syllable is ev. The third syllable is Use the of her. Go ahead and write however. Sounding it out. Good. Help me to write it. The first syllable is how. Ow. The second syllable is ev. The third syllable is And how will we mark it? We'll underline the ow and the Let's read it. However. However. What 2 words do you see in however? That's right. How and ever. The last word is difference. She made a big difference with all her help. Difference. How many syllables in difference? Difference. 3. The first we will say to spell difference. What will we say to spell? Difference. All right, let's sound it out. The first syllable is diff. D-if. The second syllable is fur. The of her. The third syllable is ence. E-n-s. Use a k. Silent final E. Go ahead and write difference. You've got this. Good, and help me to write it. The first syllable is diff. D-if. The second syllable is fur. The third syllable is ence. E-n-s. Silent final E. All right, and how will we mark this? All right, we'll underline the And why do we have a silent final E in difference? What would it say without it? Different. Yeah, the C softens to S because of the E. Let's read it. D-if-er-e-n-s. Difference. Wow, great work today.
Combining the science of reading with the joy of learning. Learn more at foundations.logicoфenglish.com.